everyone, this is Sandy. Welcome to my channel, Sandee's Handiwork. And the first week of the Build Your Stash collaboration that's hosted by Mandie's Place. Hi Mandie. Every Monday for the next 5 weeks, the other collaborators and I will be creating items to build our stash. And what that means is it's your stash of things you use to create other things, or that you use to send in Happy Mail, or that you use to embellish other items, or whatever your stash is. I normally have a stash because I use my stamps and my die cuts to embellish other items like cards or tags or even other embellishments, depending on how I decide to work. So I normally keep a box of things I like to use, and inside those boxes you'll find different stamped images such as these here. I like to use certain things. I like food, so I like to use a lot of food stamps. These in particular are from Lawn Fawn, and this stamp set is called Baked with Love. And when I first got this, you see it's well used. I love it. These are paper pieced, which I love to do paper piecing. I also like to do paper piecing with quilting, so it's too funny because it's like when I see paper piece, I'm like, oh, I want to do that. So I usually do paper piecing, or I will color my stamps with my alcohol markers, or I'll color, such as this little girl. I'll color them with colored pencils, or whatever I feel like using at the time. I have quite a few stamped images, and some are printed images. I think this little girl was actually a printed image. I don't have this stamp, but I do have this stamp. I don't really remember the name of it, but I got this stamp on from HSN, and it had like four little girls. So I like doll stamps, and I like food stamps, and I like kitchen gadgets or things to put in the kitchen, like, you know, the mixers and things like that. I like things like that, little things like that, to use to embellish my projects. For example, I use some Lawn Fawn stamps here. I think this one is called, what is this one? This one is upside down. Milk and Cookies. That's what this one is called. Milk and Cookies. So I use this stamp set, and I think yes, I did purchase the die cuts for these stamps. So I stamp a bunch, and then I'll die cut them out, and then I'll color them or either paper piece them, however I like, whatever I'm feeling like doing at the time. Yeah, this is another one from the stamp set that was Baked with Love, the little bowl and the cupcake. And this is a stamp set that I got from I think it was Stamping, what is this one called? This one is the first one, yeah, yes, this one came from Creative Stamping magazine. They give you a bunch of, they always give you a big set of stamps whenever you purchase the magazine. They come free. And I saw this one on someone else's channel. She was reviewing it, showing it. So I went to look for it. It wasn't available at Barnes & Noble. Barnes & Noble sells these, but it wasn't available at Barnes & Noble. But there is a site I'll link it below. There's a site that you can go and purchase these books, and directly from Europe, because these are it's European publication, so you can actually go and purchase the books there. They're a little more expensive, but then they're giving you free stamps, and I love the stamps. I love to use them. So this is one of the stamp sets, and I just use them to embellish some mini folders. So you can see, and I like I like using food. I don't know why. I like food. And then and this is, so I use them to create a stash, and this stash, these are what's available in my Etsy shop, but I use them also for Happy Mail packages or different swaps to include when you want to include a little gift, a little love gift for the person. So I just package them up, and I usually put my little sticker on the back, which I have here. I have to make some more stickers, but my little stickers, I usually will put a sticker on them, or my larger sticker, or depending on what I have available. But see, this is a stash of stickers. I created the stickers, and I cut them all out, and I saved them up to use when I need them. And that's what we're doing. For the next 5 weeks, every Monday, we'll be doing a different phase of building our stash. Now, I need more stickers, so I may use that as on 1 week. I may use that. Now, I have these printed on this is on cardstock, but I also have some printed on actual sticker paper that they're all mixed in there together. I didn't bother to separate them, but you can use just a glue stick to put it on. And I don't put it on the packaging. I usually put it on the actual back of your paper. So put it on there, put it there. It's really cute. Because these packaging, this particular packaging won't have toppers, so that's why you would need your little sticker on it. And then if you have any labeling you wanted to put, you can also just put that on the back as well. So, anyway, so that's my stash. This is my items that I use to build my stash. I like to stamp out my images, and then, like I said, either paper piece or color them with markers or pencils. It depends. I had 2 little boxes that I would keep them in. This is like my box full of coffee cutouts and things. I like to fussy cut. Some people don't like fussy cutting. I enjoy fussy cutting. Fussy cutting works for me. So this is my box I usually keep my coffee things in, and then I have another box. The other box I use to keep my baked goods, and I will also pop them up on foam. It depends, or I'm finding ways to use cork, some cork tags that I purchased. I cut them out and pop them up on these. Or you can also cut out several. You don't have to stamp them. If you have die cuts, you just cut them out and you use them to layer. And that gives your cutouts more stability. But it's always up to you. You're the one creating. It's up to you how you want to do it. I created, I have a stash of these boxes as well. One day I just wanted to create some boxes, so I just sat down and created boxes, and I have a little stash of boxes. Then I decided to just, well, go ahead and store some things in it. So I decided to store my little cutouts and stamped images in here. And this was actually a set that I was giving someone, so I have to try to keep them together. But yes, that's what I like to do. That was the, yeah, these are all for Bake with Love. And this is actually a cup from another die set. I have so many cups and coffee, and this was from the cookies and milk and cookies. This is probably from another die set because I don't think they have it. A lot of times you can use, this was a newer die set. I'm sorry, not die set. I keep saying stamps. Set of stamps. This is from a recent purchase from AliExpress. These items. And I'm going to use them to embellish the folders. These mini folders. These folders, if you don't know what to do with them, you can make them into you can use them to make magnets, refrigerator magnets. You can put them on clothespins to embellish clothespins. You can put them on paper clips to embellish your paper clips. You can use them like that. I think this one I was trying to make the hidden clip, but this was a little too long for the hidden clip. But you can always just put it on the top and back it with another piece of paper or a circle, and after it's embellished, you'll have a really cute paper clip to gift someone. And you could package them up the same way and give them away as gifts. Okay, so alright, and my donuts, I have like 2 donut stamp sets. I have one that's a Lawn Fawn set, and I believe this one is a set from, it's another one. I don't recall right now, but I'll list it below in the description. But I just colored them, and when it was dry, I used some glossy accents to make it look like icing, shiny icing. But yeah, that's what I like to do in my free time, especially on days like today when it's cloudy and rainy. I like to color. And if you don't, I mean, when I stamp, I like to stamp and, you know, just keep stamping and just have a set of stamps. So, you know, that's building your stash as well, so that when I get ready to color, I can. This actually, I love this too. This came from another craft magazine, Die Cutting Essentials. Yes, this came from this set, and this has 68 all occasion projects that you can make, and they give you the dies and the stamps. They give you some paper. You get paper. It's a whole kit. So you get the stamps and you get paper and some die cuts. So I haven't used any of this yet, except the stamps. I love the stamps, so I've used the stamps. And that's this kit here, this set here. And I'm going to also use them to make a little scene. Here. Something like this. Something like this. But I think you get the gist of it. Yeah. Something like this. I will use. Now normally, before I get started creating or decorating the mini folders, normally when I stamp, I will use, it depends now, because sometimes I'll use blocks. It depends. But if I want to like use a whole lot of different stamps, I will use my Misty and line them up on my paper and ink them up. Line them up, ink them up. And I like to use Memento Tuxedo Black because it does not smear with your alcohol markers. So I will just ink them up. This little girl here is actually a brand new stamp that I just got today. Just came in today from AliExpress, called the Fashion Girl. Right here. So I just want to see how they stamp. AliExpress stamps are not acrylic. They are made from some other fiber. So they kind of bead up, which you probably might need to, which I haven't done, is, and I can tell all of them, which I haven't done, is to use a emery board for that you would normally use for your to file your nails, and you could use it just to go over your stamps to kind of roughen them up, smooth out the surfaces. But usually when I use my Misty, I don't have a problem because I can do it several times and comes out pretty decent. I'm not complaining. I didn't really need to stamp that bacon because I'm not going to color it. So things like that you're not going to color, unless you want to stamp it in a different ink color, you can just stamp it on wherever you're gonna put it. I will probably just go ahead and fussy cut them out and use them, but depends on what your project is. Now I'm trying to get her hair. I don't really want to come out. And that's another thing. Their stamps, they are not, let's say their quality control is not as good as I'd like it to be, but hey, you get what you pay for, right? Get what you pay for. Okay, so those come out pretty well. Let's put this back. And I'm going to remove this. Put that here. Okay. Now for paper piecing, I would normally use a stamp pad and do each piece individually. Say I could just stamp her purse, even though it's a big die, I could just take that part, get that piece, and just stamp it onto another piece of cardstock that I would want to use. For example, here you go. Has a small pattern, flower pattern. I would just take this and just ink up that purse. You could use a bigger pad, whatever, but just ink up the spot you want to use. So I will ink up her bag. And stamp. Okay. Then I would fussy cut this out and glue it on top of her bag. And that's where you would have, that's how you paper piece. It can be, you want to cut right outside of your stamp line. And this is how you can also use your scraps. You can use your scraps for all of this. I usually have to cut white cardstock because I use so much of it. So my white cardstock scraps are very limited. Remember to turn your paper and not your scissors to get the best cut. I love my scissors. I got these maybe a year ago when I was close to my heart demonstrator, but And now I need some more. But they are so perfect. Okay. There you go. So you would just take it and glue it down. It's kind of like putting together a puzzle. It reminds me of something I did when I was a child, and I can't really remember what that was exactly, what I was doing, but it was like this, paper piecing. So it takes me back. Whatever it was, I must have enjoyed it because I'm having flashbacks. So pretty much do it like that. Okay. And then you could do it each part, like she's wearing a sweater wrapped around her waist. You can do the sweater. You can color in the pants and do the sweater. You can do the whole thing. You can do the star. You can do whatever you want. As a matter of fact, if you didn't want to use that star, you can put your own embellishments on it. I mean, there's so many things you can do. It's only limited by your creativity, and with Pinterest and YouTube, your creativity can be inspired by others' creativity, and then you work from there. So have fun. Just have fun. I just like doing these kind of things, and I like having them cut out and ready for my stash. Like here's a stamp that I also stamped and cut out and colored and laminated her. And she's ready for something, whatever. I put a hole in the top because I was going to use her like a tassel. So a charm tassel. But, you know, these are the different things. This is what I like to do to build up my stash. When I'm in the mood to stamp and color, or when I'm in the mood just to color. Because I have a bunch of things that are already stamped. As a matter of fact, I was in a swap a few months ago, hosted by K&E Crafty Shop. She had her 400 subby challenge and giveaway, and she asked everyone to stamp 3 images on a tag, and she was going to share them once the challenge was over, after the deadline. So I received these I think last week, and these are already stamped. This is by no means all she had. These I only wanted a limited number, because if you could look around this room, which I will never show because I'm embarrassed, but I have so much stuff that it's just like, no, you can't do this anymore. So yeah, like this doll, I love her. She's a sister, I believe, to one of these, this image. But so I just asked for a select group of images, and I like the dolls. I like the little girls, you know, so she sent me those and a few other things. There's some more Julie Nutting type stamped images, replicas of her stamps there, and a unicorn and a fairy, and you know, just a little bunch of different little things. And what I'll do is, when I feel like coloring, I will sit down and color them. I can't paper piece them because I don't have the stamps, but I can sit and color them and use them on different things. I will cut them out. They don't have to be a tag. I like making cards, so I could use them to make cards or what have you. But that's an example of paper piecing. So simple and soothing. You just need the right set of scissors and for paper piecing. So I suggest that you pick up either some cutter bee. I think they're called cutter bee. I'm going to try to order some of those today from Amazon. Cutter bee scissors, or you can get some nice scissors from Stampin' Up! Or Close to My Heart. Like I said, these are really nice and light, so they don't weigh your hand down. But anyway, so normally, you know, I'll do that and stamp it up, and then just color my images you know, the parts that I'm going to color and paper piece, the parts I'm going to paper piece, and, you know, you don't have to watch me color, but this is just an example of how I would build my stash. So I'm not going to color this all out for you, but this is just an example of, yeah, so I would sit and color for a while. I often color. I rarely color at the desk unless I'm working on a project for you guys. But I am in front of the television coloring away. I usually have them on a clipboard or something. I actually bought a bed desk, like a lap tray, and to color on because I noticed that my neck was starting to hurt. From holding my head down. So that's something you might want to think about to use. But I'm not this great colorer. I just do what I like. The thing about these markers is it depends on your paper. Now this is just Recollections paper, I believe. It's not the best for your alcohol markers, but I have a lot of it, so because they tend to bleed more with this paper. But hey, I'm not professing to be an expert. I'm just professing to like to craft. That's all it is. So it's what I like to do, and that's all I can say about that. Okay, I've been crafting for a while, a few years. Crafting can get to be very expensive. So that's why I opened my Etsy shop, to try to offset some of the expense of crafting. I always wanted to have my own business. I had a business before. I created websites, and I also did it's called I'm Your Type, where I did a lot of print work, typing, correspondence, different things, flyers, invitations, different things like that for a while, to get my creative juices flowing. Like I'm saying, these markers don't have a very fine tip, and because of this type of paper, they will tend to bleed, so you have to kind of play with them to get them to. But once you cut it out, it's like you really look at her. She is so cute. I have another one with the same girl that I recently did, and I can't find it. I couldn't find it for you. I wanted to show it to you. I just thought she was so pretty. So it's you. It's like however you want to create. Each artist is different, and this is a type of art. So no need to feel ashamed or think you can't, because guess what? You can. It's not hard. You can do this. You can do this. If it's something you want to do, guess what? You can do it. And you start out at your level. You pick something that you think you'll enjoy creating, and you just do it. You just do it. I don't even do a lot of shading with these markers. I mean, these Spectrum Noir markers, they have free classes you can take online to teach you how to actually color with them and shade and do all of that. And I'm like, okay, that's great. I'm going to do that one day. But right now, I'm going to just do what I do. And I'm happy with it. I haven't had anybody complain and say, oh, you didn't shade that right. I haven't had that. So they usually just say, thank you. That's so pretty. So that's what I look for. Or if they don't say thank you, it's so pretty. If they don't like it, they don't normally say they don't like it. But I don't think it really matters. I think people are just happy that you thought of them. And you took the time to create something special for them, custom. Made by your own hands. Homemade, handmade, handcrafted, especially for you, with you in mind. So I don't think that should be shaded in the back. Looks like she's pulling her hair to the side, so that's probably the background. Sometimes you have to try to figure it out. Like, okay, what is that doing? I think that's the background. I don't know if I have the corresponding color for this, but I'm gonna give her highlights in this tan. It looks like it will blend. Excuse me, that's my phone. I'll be right back. I'm back. Okay, as you can see, I finished the girl. I'm not using, I don't have all of my markers here. I probably have every color there is, but in actuality, you do not need every color, because I only use some basic colors, and I pretty much stick with that. I just always wanted to color those pancakes. So that's just me. I just I want to color this little croissant here. That ought to be quick and to the point. Just give it some highlights. And use the light color to blend. Usually like for this is probably champagne, I would use like the really light gray, like kind of how I did with the milk. But you can learn all different coloring techniques right here on YouTube. Just look up coloring with spectrum noir markers, or coloring with alcohol markers, or coloring with the Copic markers. Whatever you want to look at. Basically, that would be it. I'm not going to spend time die cutting her out and all of that. Oh, I didn't color her shoes. What was I thinking? I don't know. It's like you didn't color her shoes. Let's see. I have probably like 7 markers in here. So, which I figured was enough to get her out. Now she has, I paper pieced her bag. She has nothing lavender or purple because I don't have those color markers in here. But hey, she's eclectic. She's cool. This is fashion. I don't remember Carrie Bradshaw on Sex and the City matching stuff up. I would look at her outfits and say, oh wow, look at that. Bra strap showing and all of that. But hey, who am I to judge? I am not all into fashion like that. So All I know, she could be starting a new trend. Fine with me. Blend. We're just gonna blend it. Blend it. Okay. Sorry, I am a bit of a perfectionist in some ways, but there you go. It's colored, and I would just fussy cut them out. I'm not gonna take time to fussy cut them out with you, but you know, some people like to leave a little white border because it adds a little dimension. Usually when you have die cuts, they cut like that and they leave a white border most of the time. I know with these, it leaves a little white border, but sometimes I don't like the white border, so I'll either cut it out, or when I'm fussy cutting, I will go ahead and just cut right outside the line so you can really see the black border. Okay, so we're going to actually decorate one of these, or one or two on camera for you. I don't want to make this video really long, but I just want to give you a quick overview of how I build my stash. And you should see my little box. I keep it in a plastic shoebox, but I have like bags. I have like little Ziploc bags of all kinds of things that I actually save when I build my stash. Like this is a bag of different tags, different size tags, that when I'm cutting, I just cut and I put them together. And see, these are kind of things I'll create and just have in my stash. I'm like, oh, you can use that. Or you can even use your actual, what is these? This is a flower from the Dollar Tree. They have lots of great stamps. I'm sorry, stamps and stickers and different things. I actually have a Xyron that I could turn all of these little things into stickers, but I just use my glue, or I'll use the glue stick, or what. Most of the time I just use my wet glue. Everybody has this glue. What is it called? But anyway, this, you just put I just use, you saw I just pulled it out and put it down just that fast. And where did I place it? Nobody knows. But anyway, use a foam dot. These are from the Dollar Tree. It just gives it some dimension. You can do it before or after you decorate. It depends. It's up to you. There's no rule. Probably after is better because you can get, you know, place your things a little easier. Make sure they're secure. But however, and then you just place them however you like them. Some people layer. Oh, that looks really cute. Some people layer. I added some Wink of Stella to these to give them a little pizzazz. And what I will probably do with this is you can even pop these up. You know, it depends. It's like whatever you want to do. This is your project. You can do it any way you like. I'll turn that the wrong way. Oh, no. I think I do like it that way. You could do this any way you like. Just wipe it off. Oh, this is art glitter glue. It just came to me. Sometimes it comes and goes. I'm getting old. Thank God, I'm getting old. It's a blessing. You know, and then I'll look for a word sticker maybe to go along with it. Do what you love. Maybe you love to eat. Do what you love. Laughter, maybe? Pumpkin? Genuine? These word stickers, I made them myself from a video, a YouTube video. It's real simple. You just use a table in Word and start typing some words in, and whatever you want. I was inspired by Tim Holtz word stickers, but they were so expensive. I thought it was expensive for those, so I ended up purchasing my first book from, my first and only sticker book from Tuesday Morning, and they were like $1.99. I thought that was a lot too, but I got it anyway. But yeah, you don't have to. You can create your own. You can build your stash of word stickers. That might be another week where we actually go in and build some word stickers, because I do have to go in and build some shop stickers, so why not? Well, let's go somewhere. Ha! And that's a hint, hint, hint. Let's go somewhere. Now you see how these ends are? You can cut them down, make them like a banner, or not. It's your project. It's your creation. You can do whatever you want to. It's your art. I don't think anyone's going to come in and say, oh, why didn't you do it like that? Because if they want it different, guess what? They're free to make it themselves, right? Add a little more Winkstella. Winkstella, I like Winkstella. I just like, you know, you don't have to put it on the whole thing. You could just like put it in spaces. You know, it's not a big deal. Just give it a little bling. And there you go. That's one embellishment right there. You can use it for whatever you want. Decorate whatever you like. I'm going to do one more. I want to use this. I really like these. Okay, I think first I'm going to, I don't know if I want to have the books in the picture. A picture of books. Or the cactus in the picture. It's like, eh. Let's get the greenery or the roses. Have a picture of roses. It's up to you. Or have a pot of roses. I'll tell you. It's like however you want to work it, you can work it. You are free to make it your own. And you know what? I have, it would be cute because you can stamp another image in this. Like her head would be really cute, but I would probably have her face is a little too big for this. I would have to search through. But so let me use what I have. What I have handy, because my mind is going someplace that it doesn't need to go at this time. So we'll have that one. We'll have this one. I think I'll just go ahead and do the cactus. Have a picture if it fits. A picture of cactus. Or it'll just be cactus in front of the picture. Right? It doesn't have to be in the picture. The picture can be behind. The lamp can be in front. And the cactus can just be sitting there. Let's do it like that. Let's do the picture. Let's do the lamp. And then you can layer. Like, I could have put something behind this to layer it, but you know, sometimes it's good, but sometimes it's like, okay. I always like to see it. I love people who can do that. I'm like, go ahead, do that thing. But they usually have a lot of supplies and stickers and, you know, things that they've purchased. And I just try to use the things that I have. I think all that's extra. I like buying paper. So I have lots of paper. And that's another thing you can do to build your stash. If you're building a stash of your own things to embellish your projects, you can cut your paper, the images in your paper. You can print out images. Like, these are printed out images. I was using these to make magnetic bookmarks. So, you know, there goes that taco again. I think I'm stuck on tacos, coffee, ice cream, wine. Anyway, okay, let's bling this out a little bit. No, just a little. You don't have to go overboard with it, or you can with your Winkle hay. To each his own. If that's what you like, go for it. Some people I see, they decorate, they use a lot of sparkle paper, and I'm just like, that's really pretty. And I never think to use, call it sparkle paper. I guess it's glitter paper. But I have it. I just haven't gotten there yet. It's like, when you have so much, it's hard to think. You become overwhelmed. And all of this started when my daughter had purchased a Cricut Explorer for a very good price, and so she bought two. So I bought one from her, and that's what started me on this journey. And right now my Cricut is not hooked up because my room is under a state of a remodel. So I had to move a lot of things out, and that's where I am. I haven't brought everything back, but that's going to take me in a whole nother direction when I start using my Cricut. And then when I hook my sewing machine back up, that's going to take me someplace else. But it's a journey, and I thank you for sharing it with me. I'm glad you're here. I appreciate you visiting and commenting and subscribing and liking and all of those things. So here we go. Sandee Handiwork. I can package one up for you. What I'd like to do is, instead of these have the foam dots on, so when I put them in, you know, they can just pull off. You can pull off the dot and stick it wherever you want. But I think I'd like to turn them into magnets. And I don't, well, I'll use this one. This is not a third. But I think I'd like to, instead of making that into a sticker, I think I'd like to turn this into a magnet. And my magnets are here. I was using, okay, it's here. I just saw them. I was using some business card magnets that I had. and I was going to trim them down. Well, I did. I used them to make the bookmark magnets. Oh, there they are, right there. Right in my face. Oh. Yeah, business card magnets. Oh, these are so old. I had these when I lived in Jersey. But anyway. So, and they're easy to cut. So, that's not an issue. Just cut through. And this one is already a decent size. So, I just peel it off. Peel and stick. Because this is the part that you would stick your business card onto. So, it already has the glue. So, I'll just go ahead and put it on there. And we don't want to use those scissors. And these scissors here, I really like these scissors. These are Martha Stewart scissors. And these were $2 from Tuesday Morning when they were selling Martha Stewart punches and different tools. Everything was $2. And I am like so upset that I didn't get more. I didn't go back to get more. Because I did buy the paper trimmer. Because I was like, oh, this is probably the most expensive item. So I bought the paper trimmer. And I'm like, sorry, I didn't get punches. I just couldn't afford to get them at that time. But I didn't go back. And when I did go back, guess what? Everything was gone. Well, everything that I wanted was gone. But I ended up getting circle punches anyway because my daughter had some that she was no longer using. So she gifted them to her mom, which I appreciate. So God is good. Okay, so there you go. So now we just turn them into magnets. I would actually like to embellish this one a little more. I would probably want to put something on here. If I don't have the right words, guess what? You can make your own. And probably not. But yeah. You can do... Oh, that's a good one for this. Just have to see how I could get it in there. It says have an open heart. See the open heart? That's cute. Like, that's a good play on words. I don't want to cover up the... Okay, you don't have to. You don't have to. Be sorry. Anyway, so what's happening in my life? Okay, let's see, kind of like that. I think I'm gonna put the glue on here this time. I didn't need that much. But I was a bit carried away with the glue. And just put that right there. Have an open heart. And on this one, let's see. This is not all of them, all of the word stickers, but these are the ones that I have already cut out. So I want to utilize them. Hold tight to your dreams. That's part of a poem. Let's use inspire. And we'll put it right there. And we won't even doctor it up. Nope. Because we don't have to. Put it right there. This is something I don't like. There you go. Ta-da, ta-da. 3 magnets. They actually do stick. See? So, if you have these cans, and these came from the Dollar Tree, and guess what? It has more little magnets in it. More page magnets. Laminate it, cut it out, laminate it. Stick your magnets on. Ta-da. Make sure your magnets match up. Because some areas of the for some reason, they won't. So let it match up the way it wants to and use those pieces. But, yeah, that's another thing. Stash. Anyway. But, yeah, if you wanted to send somebody a bunch of magnets or a bunch of embellishments, you can put them in these little cans you get from Dollar Tree. And you can make a little sticker embellishment and put it right on the top. Just a thought, since it was there. But anyway, let's find some backing paper to back this up. I don't know how long this video is, but I know I will be fast forwarding through some of it, so bear with me. I'll get it together and try to make it as presentable as possible for you. Let's see this piece. Oh yeah. Nothing looks as good as that dark green, but sometimes we just have to go with the flow. Alrighty, and we will. So that was like 5.5 by 1, 2, 1, 2.5, or 2, yeah, 5.5 by 2.5. Let's just take the 2.5 inch strip. I've used the board so much that my lines are worn away. I think the next one, paper cutter I'm going to try is going to be the We Are Memory Keepers that has the score. That's the scoreboard and a paper cutter all in one. Oh, why'd I put that away? We gotta do 5.5. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try that one next. It keeps going down. I know they had it at Tuesday morning, but a lot of times I don't like to drive to the store, so I know it went down on Amazon. It's only like I think at Tuesday morning it was like $15, $14.99, and on Amazon it's like $15.99. So I'm like, hey, I can work with that. That'll work for me. Yeah, I'm using a small. I'm actually working on a craft table because, like I said, my room is not set up, so it's like I'm limiting myself. But it will be. I'm working on that. So many projects. I'm working on. Oh, it's not you. No, you're really cute. You really are cute. There you go. Inspire, have an open heart, and let's go somewhere. And I normally attach these with those temporary glue dots that you find at the Dollar Tree if you're lucky. It would be something like this, and I will show it to you in a moment. But anyway, thank you for watching and spending time and commenting, liking, and subscribing. I appreciate you spending time with me. And remember to visit the other collaborators listed below. This is the Build Your Stash collaboration that will be on for the next 5 weeks every Monday until the end of August, I believe. So this collaboration is hosted by Mandie's Place, so please remember to visit and subscribe to the other collaborators on the list. We have about 20 crafty ladies out there that will be showing you how they build their stash and giving you inspiration for you to build your stash if that's something you want to do. Or if it's not something you want to do and you just like to look at people being crafty so you can say, oh, I want to do that. I think I can do that. Well, this is the place to be. So I'll see you next Monday. Take care. Remember to subscribe, like, leave comments, and tap that bell for more Sandee's handiwork. Blessings.